Alright, hey there guys, this is Reptile Ray coming at you again. As many of you know and have seen my Maxpedition Pygmy Falcon 2 review, and I just did a 1 year in review video. I really like these ring style paracord zipper pulls that I make. Haven't seen too many other people out there do zipper pulls like that, but if you know Maxpedition bags, they come with zipper pulls that are a lot like this. They're just regular paracord that are kind of tied into knots, and not a huge fan of just regular kind of zipper pulls like this. They seem long and cumbersome to me. I do like just grabbing with my finger and being able to rip the zippers open. I'll show you in this bag especially too, because these zippers are well broken in. They work very, very well. Always have. On this bag, again, I've had this bag for a year and have done, pretty much everyday carry with that backpack. Never had to replace any of these zipper pulls whatsoever. Really, really like them. And so I just thought I'd show you guys here quick. With my new Falcon 2 backpack, I'm replacing the standard zipper pulls as you saw down here with my ring style zipper pulls. So I thought I'd show you guys how to do that. I haven't done any paracord videos in actually quite some time. I'm going to get zoomed in here and show you guys exactly what I do. So right here, you can see kind of the final setup. After removing, I'll get this one, I'll do this one in complete steps. Which is the next step, but this will be the final stage of what I end up with before I melt the ends together and make that ring and then seal it with the heat shrink tubing. So I'll show you guys on this one step by step. First thing is I take off whatever zipper pull you might have on there already. Some people don't, or some zippers won't have any zipper pulls on them whatsoever, and you will have to just kind of either use the current zipper. A lot of zippers do have, especially heavy duty YKK zippers, will have the zipper ends will have a big hole, or you can add a zipper pull like this to it, or if not, in place of that chunk of metal, the actual zipper pull itself, like I'm doing here, you can actually just make this ring. So that's basically what I'm doing. So I take the paracord end, and I've cut it and snipped it. I'll do it again just to show you step by step here. So here's your frayable fresh end of your paracord. I melt the end, and you don't toughen up your fingers or lick your fingers before you do this, but you squish that flat. Kind of make a really nice flat cone out of it so you can slip it in and out of that zipper easily, like so. Cut yourself the desired length. For this one, I think I want to do something about that long. And then I have some, I forget which gauge this is, it's not written on here either, but I got some heat shrink tubing. If you've seen some of my other videos, I really like to seal up my paracord projects with heat shrink tubing. I think it neatens it up, makes a nice final product. You just kind of slip that on the end, just like so. And so now I've got these two zipper pulls that are pretty much ready to go. Take that little melted part, the part that you just melted, you cut that off and set that aside. And now for the tricky part. This is where you got to be. This is where it takes quite a bit of practice. And you want to. You only got one shot at this, otherwise you're going to have to redo it. I'll show you in this one. I kind of hold these two ends together. Both of these are frayed ends of the paracord. And I melt them together evenly to almost to the point where they're almost starting on fire. And if you've played with paracord, if you're familiar with paracord, there is a point where the bubbles stop, and just like that, just start on fire. Now smash them together. Get my hand out of the way here. And as that's cooling, it's kind of holding right now, but as that's cooling, what I usually like to do is really push on it and then squish that plastic, or squish that melted plastic together. It really forms a nice strong bond. And so there you have 2 melted ends of paracord. And that's fine, that'll hold, that'll actually hold really well, but just as a backup, that's what I use and to neaten it up, I do use the shrink tubing over it, and I'll show you guys that here in a little bit. Usually I like to do it a little bit cleaner than that, so I have a little bump right there. I'm going to melt down a little bit because I want that shrink tubing to slide evenly through it, or evenly over it. I want to do this one just to show you guys again. Take the 2 ends, melt them evenly, almost to that point where they catch on fire, just like that. And smash them together and hold it until it starts to set and cool down, and then squish that flat. Push them together again a little bit, just about cool, just about holding, squish that together. And so there you go. Now this zipper pull on the bottom seems to be a little bit long, just as a final adjustment, so I'm going to cut this one off and redo it. So I'm going to do it, I might as well do it right. Here you got the 2 fresh ends again, one more time. Push those 2 ends together. Again, as that's cooling, I squish that melted stuff down, and it is really, really hot, so be very careful the first couple times you do that. Got some pretty tough hands, mechanic for quite some years. And so now you have this loose, kind of kinked right now because it is a ring, kind of kinked piece of the heat shrink tubing. This will take a little finagling and a little finesse. What you're going to want to do is slide that heat shrink tubing down to the halfway point. You can kind of feel this when you get that knot, or that part that you just melted right in the middle of that heat shrink tubing. And both of these at the same time, just about right there. The heat shrink tubing does have a memory, so you kind of want to do this flat to start when you start that melting process. Be careful of your fingers again. And as it heats up, you can start to melt it, or start to bend it, and it'll hold that ring form for you. Just like that. A little bit more heat. And again, just like you're melting paracord, you be really careful with this heat shrink tubing because it remains hot for quite a long time, actually about a minute or 2 until it actually cools down. And there you go, just like these ones up here. This one is complete, and I'll heat this one up and show you. Flip it, heat both sides. Try to heat both sides evenly. Kind of give it that little twist, a little bend to it so it holds that nice ring shape. You don't want to get it hot enough where you're going to start melting that paracord, just enough to keep that shrink tubing up, and the heat shrink tubing, it's all in the name. Once you heat it up, the heat shrink tubing melts and shrinks up. I'll show you here with this little piece. I'll snip off an end here. So normally, let's see here. I think that's too close. We'll focus on that. There's too much detail in the background. Anyways, if you heat that heat shrink tubing up, if you apply heat to it, it shrinks. You can see it immediately. It shrinks really fast, really tight down there. I'm not sure how well that's turning up. There we go. Finally focusing. Sorry, I'm using my phone to control this. The new camera that I got an RX100 on a tripod. I'm using the phone to control it. So that's basically it. That's how I do my paracord zipper pulls. Let's see if If you guys like and comment on this, feel free to ask me any questions. Try to keep this video as short as possible. It's not that complicated. And I got 2 more to do here, and then I'm done with my new Falcon 2 backpack in brown. And I'm going to try to do a review video on this tomorrow and show you guys what I carry in my brand new backpack. Thanks for tuning in again. This is Redtail Ray, and I'll see you guys in the next video.